Hey everybody, so I wanted to show a quick video that shouldn't take too long here of improvements to the anti-grav missile. Now, this isn't like the highest priority thing that more or less needed improved, but what ended up happening is we had a defect of the anti-grav not impacting the center of its target. While kind of looking at that, it was realized that the reason this was happening is there was some sorting and performance problems with the anti-grav. Most of you probably are aware of the performance problems if you've used ICBM long enough. It's a bit on the slow side and kind of causes a lot of latency as it tries to scan detect. This is kind of due to how it ends up calculating, is it will thread on impact, and it'll go through that list until it finds so many blocks, which previously was about 20 blocks a tick. It will pick them up or delete them, and then just keep moving on from there, which should have worked to be a lot of blocks in the air, but sometimes doesn't always work that way. So hence part of the need to rework it and kind of improve it. And so part of the change I've kind of done, one, it will go off in the center. Two, it doesn't pick up as many blocks as it used to. And now it does about 1 block a tick. This is kind of prioritized performance over, pure destructive power. It still will end up picking up a lot of blocks. So if you hit somebody's base or you hit like a mountain or something, it's going to do a lot. Right now, we're not going to see a huge amount because of all the grass and snow blocks that it's starting to pick up, which previously I believe it didn't actually do that. It now handles that appropriately. If you end up having issues with your mod packs or servers where this crashes or behaves weirdly, there is a ban list for flying blocks that hits all of the different explosives that have this option, which is anti-grav, red matter, sonic, and then I believe the Endo and Exo both all support the same list. So there's a global list, and eventually I'm hoping to get a list per blast that gives you a little bit more customization over how each is good. But as you can see, it is picking up blocks. Some of you may have also noticed it's now picking them up, not straight up as it used to, because you used to get this kind of like almost floor got picked up and thrown up in the air, which kind of looked neat on its own, and I do plan to bring some of that back eventually. But this is actually starting to disperse them in a much wider area. This is intentional. This isn't like just kind of how this ended up. The idea behind this is kind of disperse out the destructive area and actually cause these blocks to spread much further away from the starting position than where they began. It also gives a much kind of scarier kind of sky falling effect here when it does finish. And the plan is down the road is to actually have these blocks do damage on impact. So when they impact, the hope is they'll destroy leaves, glass, maybe break power cables, other things. Right now, I believe it may support the breaking of the leaves because they all work off the same projectile system the missiles do, and the missiles do punch through leaves and a lot of other blocks. So that system should be in place, and they should continue working. You can also see they do pile up and stuff, so the block collisions are a bit on the weird side. Whatever they hit, whether it be a block or entity, will cause the block to place back down or an item to drop. This is an improvement over the older version where it would just no-clip a lot of times. Or not do, yeah, here we go. Here's all the blocks falling back down. So this creates a much wider dispersion area. It kind of gives that similar effect of the sonic explosion where all the blocks get kicked out. The difference between this is it'll hold them all up in the air, and the idea will be that that gravity effect eventually will do damage. Plus, you're also picking up entities, which could be other missiles, could be players, could be, people, sheep, whatever. So it's got that still the first impact, and it still picks out a pretty decent sized hole. Now we're on a super flat with nothing but dirt below me, so it's not as obvious destructive. And I am hoping to put some configs in here down the road to give this more customization. But that should be all here to give this a quick show off, and I'll see you all next time.